In a workshop setting, I feel like it's an essential piece for teachers to be able to sit back and reflect on the experience they've had from multiple standpoints. Number one, reflect. What was it like to experience that art strategy? So they are kind of saying, how do I feel as a student in going through this experience? Secondly, we move them into the role of teacher to reflect on how could you use this? How do you see this as being a potential tool for reaching your own students? And what do you see are the advantages and benefits of integrating an art strategy or drama strategy into their classroom? And finally, it's kind of the role of the educator in a bigger picture of saying, where could this make a difference in all the work that you do? And what do you think are the different ways that you could embed this work into your daily teaching? So the reflection gives them multiple ways to think about what they could do, how they could do it, and why it's so important for them. I don't know if I need to jump ahead. I will if this needs a little more context. My question just is, how does this approach help prepare students? In other words, we're going to go into a little bit of text, but we haven't yet. Yeah. So all those steps were there kind of with the idea of preparing students. So what do you think how this process, what we've done so far, helps prepare students for what's coming?
Is their mind thinking and wondering what's going to happen?
Wondering.
Kind of know.
Okay. Yeah. So kind of wondering what might be next. Yes.
Background knowledge is a big deal, and sometimes they don't have that, so we're building it.
Yeah. It's lovely that we had a group that was saying at first, I'm not sure what this is, so opened up that discussion a little bit and be able to bring that understanding of what we do have inside of us. Great.
Everyone in the group might remember something different, and then it'll spark an image in there.
Yeah.
I remember reading about that.
Right. Fantastic. So we can share out some ideas of what we have in there, yeah? And I would add to that always that I feel like it's not just the conversation, but it's shaping it to a purpose. So it's like it's a need to share that stuff out because there's something we need to accomplish together. Yeah. What else would you say?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
So what would you do if, like, let's say you're giving this to your kids and you're like, what is Duke famous for? And nobody knows. Like,
Right.
do you then tell them like something about surfing and then go on to the next ones? And, like, because if nobody knows who the Duke is, and then it's like, so why do we think he's a hero? Be like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
would you then tell people, like, well, this is, or would you just, like, no, we're going to read about him today, kind of?
First, I would assume that probably whatever we're going to work with, I know that the students have some connection to in some way. Do you know what I mean? I'm probably not going to try to bring something into
Okay,
a room
so
that they
this
don't.
wouldn't be, like, brand new information, like you're introducing.
More than likely, I'm not going to do something that's so far afield from what their knowledge is that I'm going to set them up for having nothing to work from.
Okay.
That would be my first take on this. But secondly, I didn't know that you were going to, your group was going to say we don't know anything about it. So that, fortunately, we had another group that had some. So that would be, that would be my natural inclination, is then to share, to try to jog some information. And that's why I asked you to switch groups as well. It's like, okay, maybe if we mix up the groups, then that'll get some ideas flowing as well. I think if I met a place where it seemed like nobody had any knowledge of it, I probably would jump ahead a little bit to get some information.
Okay.
Yeah, we might be able to say, okay, Duke was whatever, he was a famous, surfer. So then I might adjust the question to say, if he was a famous surfer, what do you imagine he would be a hero? Why he would be a hero if he's a surfer? How could that make him a hero? So it's not so much guessing what he really did as what you imagine he could have done.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would try to help them as much as I can, but still leave a little bit of vagueness there so that they can make some choices accordingly.